Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 18 of Natty and Not. We are your hosts,
I am Alexis and I am Natty.
and I'm Mike, and I'm not. What's up,
I want to
you?
know I want to know how many people or how many times you were called a unit this week.
This week, none. This is
Oh,
a bad week to ask me. The
I'm
numbers,
so sorry.
the numbers are down in that department, and we're doing things to get them back up, but they're down this week.
You're down this week? I thought you had like, I don't know, a bunch of people message you after your big giant man Instagram post this week.
That was last week, I think.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Sorry, didn't make the cutoff for this week. So
It's okay.
numbers are down this week.
But you know what? I had two different people on two different days ask me for you this week or tell me how fucking good you look. So I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah, yeah,
knows.
yeah. Enough.
You're
It's fine.
fucking, you either tell me how good I look or you fuck off. I
Move
don't
on.
want you to tell me how good my husband looks.
Don't you fucking.
I
I think it's like
I'm well aware and I'll go tell him. I don't give a shit. Fuck you telling me for.
that would. You know what? I think it is nicer when like people do come up and like give you a compliment, and that's what I used to. That's what I would tell. Because like when we were at the Y, all the ladies at the Y would always come up to me and be like, "Your wife's shoulders," and I'm like, you know
Aw.
what? That's so
Those
sweet of
little
you.
Y ladies.
Yeah, I'm like that's so sweet of you. Go. You should tell her yourself. She would really love to hear that. Like, and I was like, and I think some of them did, but yeah,
I
they.
miss our little Y ladies.
I know they're sweeties.
Yeah, no, except for the one who was just she always asked like very personal questions. Or
Mm.
would be like, "You're too skinny." When I was like at the tail end of prep, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I'm well aware of how skinny I am right now.
Got
Thank you very much.
got it. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate your judgment, miss. Thank you so much for that."
Yeah, thank you. Sounds like you're worried, but you're just a shithead.
Yeah. It's like one of those like older like backhanded mom
Yeah, no, it was
comments
very much just like a mom or grandma thing. I'm like,
or
you're
like a
too
grandma thing. Yeah, because
skinny.
they're so old.
You're
What
too
did you just say?
skinny. You're too
Too skinny.
skinny. Eat a cheeseburger.
I'm too skinny now.
Stop
Like
it.
that's when you are stage ready, but that, you know what? When you're stage ready, you do like we were calling you were cancer Mike for like the last few weeks of your prep. Like when you're
I was
that
flat. Yeah,
skinny
yeah. I was flat and
on stage under
depleted.
like the lights and the tan and then like you pump up, you fill out like on stage that looks good.
Yep.
But you see a person who's like stage ready just walking around. Ugh. Like you don't look regular. Like you look like you're fucking sick because your eyes are all like sunken in, your cheeks are sunken
Your
in.
cheekbones are popping. Yeah.
You're fucking tired as hell,
Yep.
walking around like a zombie.
Hmm.
It's not normal looking. It's not normal looking, which is crazy because that's when you get all your pictures taken. That's when you pay all this money for for photos.
Yep.
And then with so many, not all, but like a lot of like fitness influencers post pictures like all year round from when they were in that like 8-week window of like looking so fucking shredded,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. A lot of
They're
people get
not
pictures
post
done. They go, yeah.
Yeah, but most people aren't posting these like pillowy looking bodies like we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
Um, so it's
Although
kind of like a
there's a
misperception.
yeah, there's a good amount of like there's a good handful. I'll say a handful of guys that I follow that in their off season they post their off season pics. They're just like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't think that's
enjoy
as common for women.
enjoy the fluff. Yeah,
I don't think that's as common for women.
sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
It's
I don't.
different. Now, so well, here's a question. Like women's fitness industry
Yep.
has been I grew up conditioned to think that like skinnier was better.
Mm,
As a woman, I have to make myself small. As a woman, I have to be skinny. Like I remember this one thing, I don't know, some like talk show host pulling out a scale to like weigh one of the Spice Girls. This is like back in like the early 2000s. And like that was okay behavior. Like now, could you imagine if like a talk show host pulled out a scale to weigh somebody, like a woman on stage?
Oh yeah,
Like
it'd be
that wouldn't fucking
canceled
happen.
immediately. Yeah.
Oh, immediately canceled. Like crazy. That's the kind of shit like I grew up with as a girl and like as a woman.
Yep. Even
And it
worse because
was,
you did
oh
ballet,
yeah,
so like
as a ballet dancer, yeah.
that was like turned up
Even
even another
skinnier.
level. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was eating disorder central and just you could never be same thing, but you can't be small enough. So it's weird to make that shift. Like it's a very big mental shift to make the shift towards like building muscle and like going into like an off season and actually understanding that like your body needs to gain weight in order to build muscle and like that's okay.
Hmm.
That was that was really hard, but like grew up that way. As a man, do you think that like boys see that same sort of message or that like did you see that same sort of message not in regards to women, but in regards to as a boy, as a teenage boy, as a young man, as a man, did you ever have this you were conditioned to feel like you needed to be a certain way?
That's a good question. I think yes, but it kind of depended on who you are or who you were.
Say more about
Like because I always idolized like uh wrestlers and like in the WWF and 80s and 90s like action movies where like everybody
Mm,
was jacked out of their brains and you know nobody's that was before like that was when PDs were super taboo and like everybody was just like nope, no, we don't do anything. And
well, wow, that's pretty much that's still I mean, that's still the case for a lot of people though. You
yeah,
know?
for sure. But I think yeah, I think there's definitely a lot more openness around the topic. You could
For
actually
sure.
yeah, you actually hear like bodybuilders on podcasts now, like
Yeah, they own their
Olympians,
shit. Yeah.
that are just like, yep, we did D-ball, we did this, we did that.
I don't even know
Um,
what that is.
it's another steroid, and the so I would say, and it was like even me when I was younger, like I wanted to have that physique. Um,
Okay, so you had a body standard that you needed to live up to in your
yeah,
mind, but it
yeah.
wasn't like the make yourself smaller, almost the opposite, make
It was
yourself as big as you can
I was gonna say,
in
yeah,
a muscular way.
exactly, yeah. And it was always just like, and then of course guys just being guys and just testosterone, whenever we were in the gym, like working out or whatever for sports,
Mhm.
you always tried to one up the next guy. There was just that natural competitiveness. Um,
Okay.
so like if we were doing bench press, like somebody would always like max out the bench, and somebody would always do the most pull ups, and there'd always be that like
Asshole.
that competition asshole. Well, that's
Just
I think it's just I think it's just natural competition. Just like people are
I am
naturally
the
competitive.
alpha male. I will do the most pull-ups. Get out of the
Yeah, yeah.
way.
So
I get it.
so yeah, I think it was that, but definitely in the other direction.
Other action. It's interesting. Now, I don't not being like a super young person, I'll just say a young person at all, super young person. I don't know what sort of that standard is, or like new standard, or right? Like what's like the ideal body? I don't
It
know.
feels
I'm
like
very
everything's
curious like what
acceptable
that
now.
is now.
So yeah, I was gonna say it feels like everything's
It
acceptable.
feels
Like
that way, but
if you're
we're
overweight,
pushing
cool.
40. So
If
we only
you're
see
yeah, if you yeah, I don't. I think like I don't know. Very recently, like body shaming is very much a thing, and so like everybody is okay with, at least I'll say publicly okay with you know whatever physique you're bringing to whatever your daily is, and
yeah.
that's fine, right? I don't think
I wonder what like a much like kids, like our kids or maybe like kids that are like a little bit older. I wonder what they would say to that. Because I also
yeah.
think being the age that we are, the like media that we pay attention to is not at all the same media that like our kids pay attention to.
I
So
think
like what's being perpetuated is like that stereotype.
I think for girls, they're still like skinny is
I think
like
so because
more
I've heard our
attractive.
daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
I've heard our
I've heard.
daughter say that.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta lose weight, and there's like, what? You're skinny. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is like not even a thing.
Yeah.
But
So I wonder if that is more of
yeah,
what that is.
yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, for boys, I don't know. We'll have to see
But
as
broccoli heads,
our son gets older. I mean, there's definitely always gaggles of dudes, teenage
the broccoli
guys.
head kids, they all get perms now. That's like a thing. Or if that's not the thing anymore, like the llama haircuts
Yeah,
that we were seeing,
yeah.
alpaca.
It's like six dudes to one bench, and you're just like, all right.
That's gonna be our son because he wants to look like you. But what also is really interesting too, like he wants to look like you. He wants to be big, strong, and Jack's like his dad. As much as like we've heard our daughter mention, like I need to be skinnier, she also loves to flex and
Yeah,
like look at my muscle. So I don't know which one like her brain is going to because like that's not my mom. That's not my dad. Like muscles, right? Because we always talk about muscles.
yeah. It will be interesting.
Interesting.
It'll be an interesting experiment that we're doing in our household. We'll stay tuned for a couple years. We'll figure it out.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But what's so funny is like it's interesting what our kids are learning as like the norm for
Yeah.
like how you eat, right? I was talking to Stephanie about this week, and we even in like our step up challenge group have even talked about this a lot. So much of how you're brought up, learning how to eat dictates like your food choices and behaviors now. Right? So it's like if you grew up with fresh fruit and veggies always in the house and like stricter quote unquote healthier plate guidelines, like whatever the moms back in the 90s, they thought everything like fat free and like Weight Watchers-esque was like quote healthy. If you didn't grow up with those kinds of things like as like every day and you had like more of like standard American diets and like casseroles and stuff as an adult, like what are your comfort foods? Like you go to snack on fresh veggies all the time or are you reaching for just like a candy bar?
Cereal.
Yeah. Fuck, I love cereal. So
Yeah.
maybe it is because I had so much cereal as a kid. So it's very interesting. What our kids are going to grow up thinking like, where's the scale? Like get out the scale, which is fine. And the times that they've wanted to weigh their food, we're really good about. We talk about all of like, we're teaching these kids like macronutrients. You want some fats, you want some carbs, you want protein, should be balanced. Like we're not teaching them to like limit, but we're teaching them
Right. Like how to track.
this is how, but this is what's in your food.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see their norm.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be like one will be super into it and like I think really geared towards fitness, and then the other one's gonna be like whatever.
Like fuck this, my
Those are
stupid parents.
They're crazy people. Crazy.
Do you know how long they would do that shit for?
Weighing raspberries? Like, yep.
Weighing raspberries. Okay, so I had a weird sport come up on my Instagram this week.
Okay. What do we got?
Dancing, soccer.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Okay. 2 teams soccer. I don't know how many people play on a fucking soccer team, but there's a lot of goddamn people on that field. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is that? 7 people, 8 people, 10 people per
I think
side?
it's like 11 on 11 or something. I don't know.
A lot of
actually, yeah, I don't know.
a lot of people. They're all wearing their like little t-shirt jerseys, but then all of them are wearing like shimmery silver shorts or shimmery gold shorts, depending on the team that you're in.
Yep.
Little booty showy shorts, but they're flowy. Oh my god! And then the rules are. This is so fucking stupid. Oh my god! The rules are you can only move by dancing, so you can't like walk, you can't run. You have to do dance moves. But not only that, every player has to dance the entire time that they're in.
Yeah.
So you can't just there's no running, there's no just standing in place. You have to dance. And
Yep.
that has to incorporate how you like kick the ball. Get this fucking shit. So they play soccer weirdly, and then they get points. You can win, you win the game by two ways. One, scoring the most goals. Two, how well your team dances. So you could score more goals
And still
and
lose.
still lose.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Picture of this. Oh my god, because I can't stop laughing thinking about it.
Imagine you scored more goals and you danced your ass off and you still lost.
You still
What
lost.
a fucking game.
But there's just like they're all moving, they're all doing dances where like they're moving their feet a lot. So it's not like people are just standing there like flossing or something, right?
Yeah.
We're doing like a stand in place kind of move like this, like you would like at like a club or whatever. But they're all like pas and kick and turn and kick. And there's people that are like break dancing on the ground and like crab walking all over the place, fucking twirling around and shit. Like they're trying to be more.
It looked like a team of the Australian breakdancers from the Olympics. You're like,
Fucking two teams
you're like,
on
what
the
the
same
fuck is going on? Yeah, no,
field. Oh my God.
it was insane. I got mad halfway through watching it. I was just like, I hate this. I hate
know.
this so much.
You really do. It's not even like, but you're sucked into it like a car accident.
Yeah. No,
But it was like
at first I was
fucking
like,
just
oh, this is funny. And then I was like, this sucks.
yeah.
I hate it.
That was it was like making me mad watching it. But it was crazy. Where the fuck? How does that come from? I don't know.
I don't know. But thank you. You've built that algorithm brick by brick.
I love that fucking algorithm that I have. It's like all bodybuilding shit, some
And
like
then-
BS nutrition stuff or like no
Yeah.
BS nutrition stuff. And then I'll get like random hair care products. I started clicking on hair extension installation. So I get a bunch of those now. And it's like they don't give me the weird sports every day.
Yeah.
It's like once a week.
Hand-to-hand
It's
combat on a
beautiful.
telephone pole.
I wonder what like the fucking who thinks of this shit? That's insane.
People
I
trying
bet
to
you
get,
they go okay, put a bunch of like 7-year-olds
like,
in
all
a
right,
room
guys,
together,
I think, yeah.
play a game. Who can hold on to the monkey bars? I'm going to kick you off. And then that's a game.
Yeah.
That's a real fucking sport.
Imagine going into like the TV board and you're like, all right, listen, I got something for you. Okay.
I'm ready. What do you got?
Speedboat. Kickboxing. What do you think? What do you think? Two guys in a speedboat, only kicking. What do you think? They're going like 60 miles an hour. They're going 45 knots.
Wait, hold on. Is it one speedboat and they're both on the same speedboat,
Yeah, no,
or is it two speedboats
passenger,
next to each other?
Passenger, and driver. Captain and first mate. Kickboxing. I think it's
Fund it.
yeah.
Let's do it.
And then the guys on what's that shitty free streaming service? Oh, I can't think of it now.
I don't even know. What are you talking about?
There's like
they play it?
Yeah, there's like a free streaming service. I can't think of it now. Anyway, but it would air like on one of those free streaming ones.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Is that something that you really saw, or did you just make that up?
No, I just made that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good idea, though. I almost sold you. So I think the pitch is worth.
It was so hard when you said that it was on like a network. I was like,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Yeah, like one of the free
real
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it, but it's on there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No? All right. Well,
You made me laugh. I liked it. I'd watch it. I'd watch a
yeah.
60-second reel
yeah,
on it.
Captain and the first mate. Gilligan and the skipper.
It's good.
Giving it an old Kia.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Um, this other thing popped up on like one of the mom groups that I'm in, which by the way are such a treasure trove of information. But somebody was on one of the moms group asking about PCB 157.
Oh, TBC.
No P.
Oh, BPC. Yeah, 157. Sorry. And then there's
It's
TB 500. Sorry.
oh my
Sorry.
god, I don't even know what the fuck letters it is now.
Yeah,
You
BPC.
you just fucking said everything, and now I have no idea.
BPC
What
157.
blah blah blah
Yeah.
157.
Yeah.
It's a peptide.
Yeah.
It is not a hormonal peptide. Okay. I'm prefacing that. I'll get to that later. But it's a peptide, and that's typically people use that for muscle recovery,
Yep.
tendon ligament tears. It
Injuries.
massively speeds up recovery time.
Yep.
So somebody asked about, have you used it? They were just trying to like, hey, crowd of people, can you give me information? And somebody commented, they said, I'm a functional health practitioner. I use it in patients for things like injuries and also gut health or something, something, she said. And I said, hold on. I've never heard of it being used for gut health. What do you treat with that? Curious, right? Because of all of the just ongoing gut issues I always have. And she said leaky gut, which is what both coach and I thought was going on with me. At like right after, like towards like the end of my my last prep, like my last couple of weeks, having stomach issues. So I didn't know that. So that promptly made me go to the WADA list and then go to the like OCB standards are like the most strict to see, is this considered a banned substance or not? So it's on the WADA list, which fucking sucks. And then I go over to OCB website and they say hormonal peptides, you have to be free from that for 7 years. Just like all of like the androgens and all, 7 years is like their max. Some of the things are lifetime, but they don't specific, but they call out hormonal peptides. And if you go to the WADA list, 157 is not on the hormone. It's on like a different subject title, whatever, in a different category all by itself under like additional substances or something like that. So I need to find out, because I was chatting back and forth with Katie telling her this, and she goes, look at the time frame, because there's some things on the like OCB list that they're like, okay, you couldn't have done this for 3 months. You couldn't have done this for 6 months. There's like certain other things. It's like you have to be off for 30 days. So I wonder, she's like, what's the time frame on it? And it wasn't listed out. So I'm trying to figure out who I can talk to. Like I'm not going to do it if it's like really banned, but if they're like, this is, you can't do this 3 months prior to your competition or like something.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Maybe
that might open the door of like trying something that's known to work and then give it a try.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The more I hear about like things that can like actually help me feel better on like a daily basis, like hormone therapy and shit, the more I'm like, all right, let's just see how I do this year in the natural leagues. And then
hop on the juice, baby.
I don't want to hop on like the juice necessarily,
hop
but
on
like,
the juice, baby.
But like hormone therapy.
The juice
like
is loose.
Shut up. Like my testosterone.
Welcome to the
is
Not
low.
and Not podcast.
Shut up. But like I want to be able to consider those things for like my daily health, right? Like my hormonal health and like just changes. I don't even consider that because then I'm not considered natural. So it's like I'm gonna have a decision to make. I feel like once this competition season ends, where do I land? Am I happy enough? Because as soon as I start doing any of those things,
you're totally screwed.
NPC only for me at that point.
Yeah. So. Then you might as well just rip the Band-Aid off, get on cycle.
I mean, if you're already doing that, I mean, you fucking might as well.
Yeah. Yep. And then you get to play this. Then you get to play the side effect roller coaster and
Yeah,
see what
I'm
what
really
side
not
effects.
interested. I'm really not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Yortons in September. That's what I'm trying to qualify for.
Yeah.
We'll see how I do.
That's the Olympia level or equivalent for the natural federations, right?
Yeah, there's
one of
like
the natural
one of
federations.
them. Yeah, for one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's like that's like burning in my brain and it's really bugging me. It's like I saw one person say it. So it's like I don't even know if it's really like a thing.
Yeah.
But immediately, what can I research right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's just eating at you. That's what I was trying to say. Holy
It
shit.
is eating at me because I'm like, oh, so there's like something that'll just like it'll just make it better and fix it, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would love that. But speaking of like hormone therapy and stuff, you got your blood numbers back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So I went.
why did you get them? So let's
Yeah.
start
So
there. Why did you get bloods
I got.
again?
Yeah. So I was getting a little bit of swelling in my ankles. So it was like water retention,
No.
and could be edemia, right? Which is basically a sign
What is
of
that?
it's a uh, edemia is when you uh, start holding on to water because your kidney or your liver are not functioning properly, and
Oh,
so yeah,
I didn't know that. That's
it's
scary.
like it's like those are like one of the reasons that could one of the things that could cause
Is
edemia.
that like the scary thing, but probably not that thing?
Yeah, it's like it's scary if like yeah if you have like liver or kidney disease, like that could be a symptom of that.
Okay.
um
So you're going to
what,
be because the swelling wasn't going away. That's why
yeah,
you went to the
swelling wasn't going away. I was playing with salt, trying to I was thinking, I was like, "Mom, maybe my salt levels are off or something, like something weird's happening."
Mm-hmm.
um could be the GH because I increased the GH a little bit. um and anyway, I got my labs drawn, and there are two markers that were high. And they are the AST and ALT markers, and those are basically AST is a marker that looks at enzymes in the liver, and then ALT is a enzyme that looks at enzymes in the liver and the kidney. And so both of those were a little bit high, a little bit higher than the range posts, but
Mm.
not like extremely high to where it would uh, basically identify kidney or liver disease. Um, and I was talking to actually some other guys they ended up getting their labs pulled like on prep, like in the middle of prep on all the compounds they were on,
Mm-hmm.
and they were at like 200, and I was like 20 over the limit, which was
So
40,
what was yours?
61, and
61,
the
and the
max is
normal
40.
stops at 40. Okay.
Yeah,
And there's really 200?
yeah, that's what he said
Jeez.
at least. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't look at his labs, but yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. But you had that. So typically, once you come off gear, you give your body time to like detox from that. That's not the
Yeah,
right word, but like to wean off of it, right?
yep, just regulate back to
And
normal.
then regulate on your own. And then you would get labs. In
Typically,
this
yeah.
case, you got labs how many days after coming off?
3 days. So
3
everything.
days after coming off. So your body was in no way adjusted. So it's like you probably should get those done one more time in like a couple
Yeah, the
weeks.
plan is totally to get another set of labs drawn in about 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Okay.
And then if everything is back to normal. But here's the thing: is like every other health marker was phenomenal, like really, really good. And of course,
Yeah.
testosterone is high, but that's because I'm taking
What was your
testosterone.
testosterone?
It was 1532.
Is that high?
So the scale typically goes from like depends on what lab that you get your blood drawn, but it's like
Mhm.
300 or 200 to typically like 1100.
For like normal for a male. So
Normal,
yours
yeah.
isn't like that much higher above the range.
Wasn't crazy, no. It wasn't crazy
Like,
high.
all right, give me some numbers. Like who are some like big bodybuilders? Like what's their test?
Oh, there's one guy that I listened to on a podcast. I mean, he was up at like the 4,000, 5,000.
Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
But he was pushing like an insane amount of testosterone. Like
Mine the last time I had my
grams a
blood
week.
done was 11.
Yeah. Well, you know, um,
That's insane.
even yeah, even on
4,000? What? Okay. What does your body even do with all that? Are you just like a rage monster that wants to jerk off all day long? Like, is that what you turn into with
no, I
4,000
don't.
testosterone?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just like anything else. I know that like as you get bigger, you need more testosterone to maintain that level of muscle. So it just becomes
Oh,
like
really?
it just becomes like a newer baseline. I mean, there's definitely diminishing
Do you
returns
really? So is it
past a
like
certain
it's
point.
like a metabolic rate at some point, right? Like you need more
You
food to
yeah,
support all of
yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
you need the hormone levels like also to support all that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of guys will
Mm,
like slowly start to creep up. Um, but typically when they come down, they'll typically come down to like 200 a week, which is where I'm at. So,
okay.
which is still
So
a bit high
15,
for
15 something.
yeah,
What else did you have
my
taken? So we're addressing, oh,
yeah.
hold on,
So,
rewind. What are you doing to address the kidney and liver stuff?
nothing. We're just well, the swelling's gone down, so like it's not like
The swelling has gone down. You haven't put your grandpa socks on in a while. That's true.
yeah, yeah. Swelling's gone down, so it's just I think my body's just getting back to normal. That's
Just
all.
kind of fluctuating.
Yep.
Because when should everything have been out of your system?
It would be about now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like as it tapers and like the levels start to go down, like weird things happen. Because you've been
Yeah.
having other like responses, like you're seeing other impacts on your body, like from coming off, right?
Yeah, I'm breaking out a little bit, just because like the hormones are,
The hormone
it went from
fluctuations.
super high testosterone to like just normal testosterone. It's
Yeah.
just your body
But
needs
you're
to
also
adjust to
and you're
that.
not retaining as much water either.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I've been dropping some weight. So
I wonder if okay, so this week I know you dropped in weight, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But then like last week you dropped like 5 pounds, 4 pounds, something
four
like
and a half
that.
pounds. Yeah.
Do you think I wonder if it's like when all of that started to flush out?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, once all that started to flush out, if that just made the swelling because you were like flushing so much water out at one point or something.
Yep. Water and inflammation. Yeah.
It just it's like rapidly leaving your body. So maybe some just got caught in your ankles.
Yeah. So, something like that. Yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So markers, really were those are the my HDL, my good cholesterol was low, but that's also because my fats have been crazy low, and I haven't been eating saturated fats, which is what really contributes to your you
So
know
that's not really gear
H.
related. That's just your
No, that's
diet
diet
related.
related. Yeah.
Is that okay that it's low? Like, was it in a low range in like a dangerous way or just low, like, hey, that's great.
It's said. I mean, there's a certain level of like HDL that you're supposed to have. I forget the range.
Happy, healthy.
Yeah, I forget the range exactly, but
Happy,
mine,
healthy. And then the LDL is the lousy. That's the bad
yeah,
one.
lousy. So my happy is really low. Um, like it shouldn't be lower than 39 milligrams per deciliter, and mine was at
Hmm.
12. so so it's really low.
What does
But I
that
also
mean though?
but
Like,
I also
okay,
don't. Yeah. Well, so
I don't know what that means because like you always hear cholesterol bad. So isn't lower better?
I know your cholesterol does it. Hold on one second. Let me read real quick. So
Low. I
okay.
Googled, hold on. Low
So
LDL means a low level of high density lipoprotein, whatever, cholesterol, often referred
HDL.
to as good cholesterol, which
Yeah.
is considered a negative health indicator as it can increase the risk of heart disease due to its role in removing excess cholesterol from the bloodstream. Generally, higher HDL levels are better for the heart. But you don't ingest much cholesterol at all
Yeah. So I was gonna say. So
or any because
yeah,
we don't eat animals. That all cholesterol comes from animal products.
the good cholesterol helps remove the bad cholesterol, and my bad cholesterol is already low. So maybe my body's just producing less because it doesn't have to remove as much, is my guess. And then I'm just not eating saturated fats. Like there's really not that much besides my cheat meal. It's like one meal a week
Yeah.
where I get, a little sloppy.
What did coach say about the levels? Anything?
No, he said, overall, like my hematocrit was like really good. So my hematocrit was it's one of your red blood cell markers.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's if your like blood's getting too thick, essentially.
Oh, but your blood's not getting too thick.
No, and like a lot of times, like guys will like donate blood, or you're producing too many red blood cells,
Mm.
and it causes issues throughout like throughout your body, and a lot of guys will end up donating blood to help just kind of get rid of some.
Mm-hmm.
But my hematocrit was 44, which was really good. But last time I did blood work post cycle, I was at like 51, which is really not great. Or it's like starting to become bad. 51%.
Oh, so you're better than you were
Yeah,
last time.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So overall, I had those 3 markers that were HDL, and then the 2 the AST and the ALT, which were
Mm-hmm.
the kidney and liver markers, that were bad, in the bad range, but not like terrible.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all in all, pretty good. And it was kind of interesting too, just to kind of get the data to see where it was at. Just being 3 days off,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So I'm hoping, my body should regulate here in the next couple of weeks, to like a normal level, and then coach said we'll be here for about 6 to 8 weeks in the health phase, and
Mm-hmm.
then once labs come back, then we'll plan to start pushing again. And that's when we'll start
Oh,
pushing food, training, everything, and
yeah.
then we'll hop back on cycle.
Okay. Okay. So how did your check-in go this week?
So check-in went well, I think. I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm down about a half a pound, a little bit, almost a pound, and I don't love that. I was hoping that I would have flattened out and stayed locked in at 220, but I'm 219, um, and change. But uh, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's just more of just like we were saying, the inflammation and maybe
Yeah.
whatever water retention. Still, just my body's just kind of getting to a nice stable area, and so like I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's
You're
okay.
hungry. You've been
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah, hunger's still pretty high, which is I think good, and I'm at 3,700 calories. Um, and yeah, I had a cheat meal today, and I was like, I'm still hungry. So
Why don't you just make it a bigger meal? What you had a pizza and then
spaghetti,
spaghetti and meatballs,
spaghetti and
spaghetti
sausage.
and sausage.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It was yum,
I
and I'm
want
still
my
hungry. So
sausage.
I don't know. So, but overall, the pictures, checking pictures looked good.
Hmm.
I felt really good about that, and then yeah, overall pretty good. Checking went pretty well. How about yourself?
Um, having a little bit of more gut issues this past week. I ran out of. So I take HC. It's either HCI or HCl. I think it's HCl with each meal because I have low stomach acid. And so that is some sort of supplement. I couldn't I couldn't tell you like the long names on it. But it's like HCl and pepsin, I think is what it is. And it essentially just helps bring up my stomach acid. Before figuring this out, I was on lansoprazole for years. And like a prescription strength amount. So like 2 of what you would take over the counter for like heartburn, because I had such bad heartburn. Turns out low stomach acid. So I take this with all of my meals and it helps the stomach acid thing. Haven't had heartburn since. So that's been fantastic. Ran out of it. Amazon said, hey, we don't have any more. Bought a different brand. and like the amounts were off. And I think it had an ingredient in it. And I didn't see it. Started taking that, and oh my god, all of the like 2 days this week, it took me to recognize it. Horrible, horrible stomach pains. Having to like run in the bathroom is not a good thing. Recognized, oh shit, this is what it is. So I've been feeling better ever since Friday. I felt better. This morning, waking up, I felt so much better. So that's good. Lifts all week were like pretty good until Friday. Friday, I almost felt like I didn't recover fully from my Wednesday workout. And like my fatigue is just fucking high. My body was just like, I don't want to do anymore, which that was like the very last day of this workout block. So I'm like going into a deload. My body's like screaming for it. So all that said, measurements looked good. I was up a half a pound from last week. I'm like my first fucking week of prep. And I was like, oh, I feel better. Like I'm not as like insides aren't as like distended. I felt like I would weigh in good. I missed a meal on Thursday. I missed 2 meals on Friday. It's like, I'm going to be down. This is going to be great. Up a half a
Lean tissue.
pound. Oh, it's frustrating, but it's not about the weight. It's about the look, right? And this week I'm seeing it. You can see it more like some of my like initial lines. My body leaned out. It's just like this inflammation that I have in my belly. And then I started ovulating today, and I just get really, really bloated when that happens for like 2 days. I think it may be a combination of that. I don't know. But like my shoulders are getting leaner. I have like that like really like solid separation now between like my front delt and like my pec when I like lat spread. Like it's not just smooth anymore. So it's like progress is being made, even if the scale isn't reflecting it.
Yep, that's only one indicator. That's all.
Only one indicator. But everything else was good. My legs are coming down a little bit, indicating like fat loss, right? My waist is hit or miss, but like my like lat measurement is like starting to taper down a little bit too. It's coming along.
Right on.
So that was that. Coach says we're going to leave me here at the calories I'm at.
For this
I'm
week?
still 10 for this week. Yeah. I'm still 10 pounds ahead of where I started prep last year with the same amount of time. So I'm not worried about it. I know she's not worried about it. So
yeah, you're in a good spot.
we're in a good place.
Yeah, be able
Half
to
a pound up. We're in a good place.
sail into peak week, man.
That's the plan. If I can do that and like try to keep like the stress level down and stay like really nice and full, like I was for my first show last time, and be able to like maintain that, that's going to be the goal. But like stress management for me with my gut is going to be number one priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully work doesn't suck.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that I had my company gives us like the week between Christmas and New Year's off. Then I had a couple extra days. So I work 3 days next week, and then I'm off till January 2nd.
Nice.
So no more stress.
And it should be pretty light week.
It's
Hopefully.
3 days.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everybody's taking time off, so it's probably
It's corporate America, so everyone is like, okay, we're going to deal with that in January. We're not dealing with it now.
Yeah. See you in January.
Yeah, see you in January. We'll
That's
figure that
future
out.
us's problem. Piss off.
It's almost Christmas. I'm not doing this. So that's that.
Cool.
We did decide to get blood work done. I actually said I'm partway through the day just feeling like a lot of like hormonal like ovulation and the hormone fluctuations that I know that means prompted me, and probably because of you too. Like, all right, we're at the start of prep. We're in a really good spot. Let's get blood work done. So I know they like to do that on like a certain day in like your cycle, like a woman, not your cycle, but like a woman's cycle.
Different cycle.
Which I'll hit in like a few days. So I want to get that plan now so I don't have to wait a whole month to get it done.
Yeah.
Just see where I'm at compared to last time. My liver numbers are always high
Oh,
just
really?
because of my digestive issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
That AST has been high like every time I've gotten my blood work
Mm.
since my surgery.
Interesting. Is that due to gallbladder stuff too, or just?
Well, the liver connects to the gallbladder, like the
That's right.
liver. So if you ask, like, no doctor's ever said this, but like this logistically, like you think about it, makes sense. The liver stores the bile, or the liver creates the bile, it stores it in the gallbladder, and the gallbladder like regulates it into your digestive system. So it's like it's taking away like a relationship between the two. So it's like when anything in your digestive system is off, like it can connect to something else. So yeah, my numbers have always been high, which is why in addition to taking like bile and stuff, I take Taduca, Tucda, but it's a liver support.
Yeah.
And if I don't take that, I have horrible other symptoms from gallbladder removal. So that one's like I feel like my lifeblood. And then more recently, to help with like hormone regulation, coach had me try this other liver support, and then adding that in made a huge difference just in like hormones, monthly hormones. Like I was getting really bad like hormonal acne. Started doing this other thing like 8 months ago to help with just like hormone regulation. And it like that acne went away. It's like hasn't come back. So wasn't taking it for that reason, but just like my liver is very taxed. So it's like I take these things because it sucks. I don't know. Let me take a BCP 157, and in my mind, that's gonna fix it all.
Sure. It might.
Maybe.
Might not. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. What are your wins? Were your wins your workout today? This week?
Yeah, when's I don't know if I did last week or did this week, but I'm up to 465 on squats. Did I say that last week? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It still
You didn't
feels pretty.
increase?
It still feels pretty fresh, which is cool.
Yeah.
I tried to get 9 reps today because I've been stuck at 8 reps and on barbell back squats, and couldn't get 9. Couldn't get 9 without having some problems.
Did you go down and then like couldn't get back up?
No. So I went down on 8, and then like coming back up on 8, I was losing my hips a little bit. Like I felt like misaligned. So I was just like, all right, let me rack this because I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to get hurt with that much weight on my back. And
No,
then
but you are in the big cage, so like I don't think you would hurt yourself.
no, I know, but like you never know how. I don't know. I've like tweaked my bicep,
Oh,
like
like a tweak.
kicking up dumbbells. It's just like you don't know how like your body's going to try to like stabilize
Compensate.
and like tweak something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't feel confident with 9, so I racked it, but I did increase my back offset. So I'm doing I did 425 for 10 reps. First back offset, and I think I did 9 reps the second back offset. So that felt good.
Yeah.
So that's up from 405. So that felt nice.
You're so strong, babe.
So volume's going up, which is good.
Yes.
Volume, pretty good.
Volume's going up.
Volume's good for hypertrophy. And and yeah, I think that's like my big win for the week. Everything else is like going pretty good. Like, I mean, I'm not making huge weight jumps this week, but able to increase a rep or 2 here and there where I can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
How about you? What about wins for the week?
My wins, I will say, this week are not necessarily gym related, but in the challenge that Stephanie and I are running this week was all about nutrition. So I recorded a few videos just kind of outlining some like early nutrition concepts, and that went over really well. We got to educate. We've got like a group of like 80 people. There's like a lot of education going on. A lot of people going, oh my gosh, I never knew that or never thought about that. So we're just trying to, like, the goal is to teach people about really how simple nutrition is, but it's like the industry that has made it seem so complex and can't have fruit because that's going to make you fat. And, should I just buy everything under the sun because somebody on, Instagram that looks pretty hot says that they took it. Right. So we're just kind of talking through a lot of those things. And we had really fantastic interaction, lots of this is helpful. So we got to help a bunch of people this week, and that felt really good.
That's awesome. That's a good win.
Yeah, it's a good win. All right. So we will wrap it there. Thank you so much for listening.
See y'all next week.